What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with a prospect breakdown. Day 3 for the Kansas City Chiefs in the books. Honestly, a day full of steals, in my opinion, for the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought that they had an outstanding day in day 2 with Nick Bolton and Creed Humphrey. That just got better with their day 3 picks, to be completely honest with you. I think they picked a couple of guys who are very, very talented athletically. I think they need some polish in terms of coaching, definitely with all 4 of these guys. I think that they do need polish. However, with that being said, athletically speaking, I think that all 4 of these guys could see play time for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just a matter of, the coaches that are in the building for Kansas City being able to get these guys ready to go, which I don't think will be a problem for them by any means. They made some really, really good picks They made some really, really good picks for the future, solidified their offensive line, and got a little bit deeper at the receiving position. So before I dive too far into this, though, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports, that would mean the world to both of us. Jackson has put out probably 100 videos in the last 3 days. It's commendable, his work ethic. It's absolutely outstanding. So definitely go ahead and check out his channel. Okay, so with this first cat right here, Joshua Kaden out of Florida State, really the first thing that jumps off his film to me is athleticism. This kid's an absolutely insane athlete. Playing on the edge of this defense, he's got great body control. He also has a great nose for the football, which is super important when you're playing as a defensive end. Right here, he is the read guy in this situation, right? Quarterback's reading him. If he comes inside on this thing, we're going to give it to the back, and he's going to take it to the outside. And we can see here with 13 steps that he's working almost out to that sweep, right? He's working out. He's able to rocker, redirect back inside, get a hit on the quarterback. Maybe not the best read from the Q, however, we still do get a hit on the Q in that situation. I hate saying this, I wish he was a little bit more tenacious when he's rushing after the quarterback. I think that all of that stuff will come to him, though. And I think that, coaching-wise for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that they're going to be able to get this kid on the right path. Not a dude who I see getting, a tremendous amount of snaps to start. However, I could see him working into, a rotational position this year and maybe getting more snaps next year as we move forward. This next play right here, I did also want to break down. Really, all that we're doing here is we have a sweep look going to the top where we're pulling both of our backside guard and tackle. I would almost call this counter when they're pulling 2 like that. However, the back's path telling me we're trying to sweep. And then on this backside right here, the Q is actually reading 13, I would imagine. I could be wrong here. It could be a keep all the way. But it looks like he's going to be reading 13, who is Kaden, and this tight end's going to be working out here to reach him. So Kaden works upfield, right? And the tight end thinks that we're going to pin right here. Q's going to work around on the outside. Instead, again, we rocker backs inside right here. We work upfield, and this quarterback's got absolutely no chance. Like I said, incredible athleticism in my eyes with Kaden. Somebody who definitely could end up cracking a rotation role this year, and we'll see where he goes from there. But again, I think a lot of it's going to be on the coaching staff to get him ready to go. With this second pick now, Noah Gray coming out of Duke, I believe. This kid's got a lot of potential in my eyes. He kind of reminds me of Travis Kelce, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people think that when they see him. I mean, he's wearing 87. He looks the exact same. Kind of runs like Kelce. The one thing I will say about Noah Gray, I think that he can block. I think that he needs some polish, which is what we're going to see with a lot of guys on day 3 of the draft. Very rarely do you see dudes on day 3 who are going to walk into a building and be starting caliber talent right off the bat. Not necessarily talent, but polish-wise with technique and all that stuff. A lot of these guys are going to have to be developed. Now, with him, I think that he runs hard. I think that he's a decent route runner. Once again, I think he's going to learn a lot from Travis Kelce and that coaching staff with the Chiefs, right? Kelce, coming out of Cincinnati, he needed polish as well, and they were able to get him going, and he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL today. Blocking-wise, I like how he blocks. I think he's a little light in the pants sometimes. We can see here that he does kind of lose late on blocks, but I think that all of that stuff you can fix. This is another situation where this is what I'm talking about with light in the pants, right? This is a situation where we can't get pushed back like that into the quarterback, and we do. Right here, we're kind of leading up on almost like an ISO look. He's a good player, though. One thing I do like about him is kind of some of his angles that he's taking. He does need work with, but this is really tough to do. Blocking in space like this for a receiver is incredibly difficult. I like that tenacity finishing this thing off, though. Earlier I said, kind of contradicting repeating what I said earlier. However, I do think that there's a lot to work with Noah Gray. I think that he's going to be someone that the Chiefs can depend on as kind of that second tight end in, and somebody who can learn a lot from Travis Kelce. Now, with this next pick, I mean, a big-time steal for the Kansas City Chiefs with Cornell Powell coming out of Clemson. I love this kid. Here we go, him stretching the field deep against Notre Dame. Just that quick move to the outside breaks this cat's ankles, and we're working upfield. And, I mean, this cat's always finding a way to get open. He's great at the top of his routes. He does a great job of making contested catches. This is a kid I could see getting snaps right away for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a really good job right here, right? We got a defender right in front of us. We got to climb the ladder, catch that ball at its highest point. We do. We secure it, get both feet in right near that sidelines and make that catch. This catch right here is unbelievable, by the way. Check this bad boy out. I mean, we're airing this thing out. Trevor Lawrence with an incredible pocket to throw from. Just quick props for the offensive line. But we're going to see right here, right? This defensive back has his arm. He has his right arm secured right there, and he's pulling it back. We one-hand this thing right in the bucket. Great throw. I will say that. Great throw from Trevor Lawrence. And we bring this thing in. I really think Cornell Powell is going to find a way to get some reps when day one comes around. Once again, somebody who I think needs polish, needs to learn the system. It's not an easy offense over there in Kansas City, but it's an offense designed to get guys like him open, to really enhance and really showcase his route running ability and really help get him open and then do what he does best with the football in his hands. An absolute steal by picking Cornell Powell for the Kansas City Chiefs, somebody that I thought would go a little bit earlier. I was surprised that he dropped that far. Now, with this last pick for the Chiefs, Trey Smith out of Tennessee, this dude's going to be a stud. This kid is going to be very good for the Chiefs. I'm telling you that right now. At some point, Trey Smith is going to be starting for the Kansas City Chiefs this year or next year. And, like, I'm talking Pro Bowl caliber. I'm talking all-pro. Like, I think this kid's going to be a really, really good football player in Kansas City. He's playing left tackle for Tennessee, number 73. Again, somebody who needs polish, absolutely, but big body, athletic. In this film that we see right here, he's drive blocking, head up, one-on-one with the guy. He can reach block dudes. We see combos where he's blowing guys off the line. This reach block right here is really good from Trey Smith. He's working right here on the edge of this defense. He's going to reach and block this cat right here on the end. Love the body control working. Like I said, want to see a little bit more tenacity out of him, a little bit more finish, but this block right here, he's working out the left side of this thing, so it's on the other side of the film, but we're just going to collapse this edge with Trey Smith. I mean, this is a really good job, and these are guys that you want in Kansas City, especially with what we saw earlier in the Super Bowl, right, and in the playoffs, and we saw a lack of depth from the Chiefs, and it was like Andy Reid and Brett Veach and Eric Bieniemy made a blood oath that we're never going to let that happen again, and we see this tenacity from 73 drive block in this cat at the end of it. Great pass pro from him. Great pass pro. He does need a little bit of work in this situation. I just kind of went auto-tune there and said great pass pro. One thing I do think he needs to work on with his pass protection is getting a little bit lower. He does kind of have some trouble with cats who are a little bit shorter than he is. I think that he needs to work on getting his base a little bit lower. However, none of this stuff is a death sentence for his NFL career. I think that he is going to be a very good player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, somebody that this offensive line coach is going to have a lot of fun coaching. I mean, like I said, there's some clips in here where he's just decimating dudes. I mean, clearing guys off the edge. This clip right here, here's Trey Smith right here, right? And this is the point of attack in this situation. We clear our dude all the way down the line of scrimmage, 2-3 gaps. That's stuff you like to see. This combo right here, we're blowing this dude 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's stuff you like to see. Dude's going to be a good football player for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm excited to see what he can do once he gets in the building and get some coaching in him. But once again, this Kansas City Chiefs draft, man, I'm really interested to see what kind of the media people start saying about it, where they grade it, because honestly, in my eyes, this was a B+, A- draft for the Chiefs. You know what? Screw it. I would say it's an A draft. They needed help at the offensive line. They drafted an absolute stud with Creed Humphrey. They needed help at the linebacker position. They picked Nick Bolton. Both of those dudes are very good football players, guys who can play day one, guys who can contribute right away. And then they go and they add depth with a guy like Trey Smith. They go and they add depth at the receiver position with a guy like Cornell Powell. Noah Gray, a guy who can learn from Travis Kelce. Do they need polish? Yes, absolutely. However, I think that there is some hidden gems in this draft, and the Chiefs grabbed them, and it's going to work wonders for them in years to come. So very good draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm excited to see where they go from here. That's all I got for you guys today. Make sure we're staying tuned. Got some really cool Chiefs content coming out. I know that I got a lot of Chiefs subscribers to my channel, so there's going to be a lot more Chiefs stuff coming out. Me and one of my friends are going to start doing a weekly Chiefs talk that we're going to put out there. Really excited to see how that does. So hope everybody enjoyed the draft. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. That's all I got for you guys today, and I will see you next time.